What are some of the most common myths about the Stanford application process?
I think the myth that I hear most frequently is that members of the admissions committee at Stanford have some magic checklist that each applicant must fulfill in order to be admitted to our program. I've heard things like, I have to have a GMAT score over 700, or I need to work in a particular industry to be admitted, or even come from a particular type of educational institution. And really nothing could be farther from the truth. If you think about the last few classes that we've admitted, we have students from over 60 different countries. We have students from 160 different educational institutions. And we have students coming from, I think, on average, over 300 different work environments before they come, different companies. And there's only 400 students in a class. So you can see in reality, we're admitting humans for what they've done and who they are. We're not admitting people just because they went to a certain institution or worked in a certain industry. In fact, I think it was a few weekends ago, we were at Admitted Students Weekend, which I know you've been to, Admit Weekend, and there were two students I was talking to, and both of them said they almost didn't apply to Stanford. Like it came this close to not applying. I'm like, why? One said he was in a chat room, and somebody told him that, oh, Stanford will never admit you because of the institution, because of the university that you went to. And he went to a state school in the Midwest. And then another student said the same thing had happened to her. And one of her peers from work had told her, they were talking about where they wanted to apply, that with her GPA and test scores, she'd never get into Stanford. So luckily for us, both of these students decided that for themselves whether or not they should apply, and are now going to be entering this fall. So we're really excited about that. I think what's most important to me is to tell you, do not underestimate your own potential. There's no perfect applicant. There's no checklist that we're looking at of attributes that we require. Decide for yourself whether you're worth the investment to go through the application process. And what I know from talking to many, many applicants in the past, that you spending the time to know what's most important to you, what you value, what your aspirations are, and then what you've really done and the accomplishments you've had, those are going to be critical to you at this point in time, no matter what you do. So we're genuinely excited to learn about you, to learn about how you've actually had impact on your teams, your organizations, and your communities, and what you care about. So if you have a story to tell us, you know that we're here and genuinely ready to and excited to read it.